Oh, well, may as well get started here and do a little practice for the next 3.5 hours for our launch on the 1st of May. I'm out of the zone right now, paused. That there was some latency that was going on because the extra browser was having a problem with the platform that we're using. So we do have the ability to still do 3 cameras, but we have to swap out one of the cameras and bring up a different angle. So currently this is on me and on the road, and then we also have another view of the actual equipment. So I'm heading back to my zone. We do have the ability as well to bring up another view, which we'll do later. Start to get that ready here. There it is. Bring our cell phone into this as well. All right, so we're heading back into our zone. Just ran out of our zone. Don't do stuff in North Phoenix until I get the alarm system put in the car on the 29th of April. You may see the camera flicker every now and then just because of light tricking the camera into thinking it's daytime and then nighttime. It's like we're in a strobe. I don't know what's freeway driving, I guess. It's throwing the camera off. Alright, we're getting ready to cross over the boundary here. We'll be shutting off our pause dash. Getting out of these freeway lights that are tricking the camera. Alright. Of course, they're going to throw me over to McDonald's because it's after, well, it's almost midnight. And of course, there's an accident right by this location, but another back way to get in. So we're going to do an assessment on this real quick. It's by 4 system because it's $15 an hour is what we're looking for, even though DoorDash will keep us over $20 an hour. So 6 times 4 is 24 minutes of time that they bought. 2 times 4.9 is 9.8. So obviously this is a profitable job. This is a profitable job even if it was a by 3. Then it would be 18 and 9.8. So it all depends on how long it takes at the drive-through. 6 seconds left. We're going to go ahead and accept that and head on over. Now, just for privacy and everything else, I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the screen. Time to grind, Mr. Aaron. We've got 3.5 hours. See if we can push and make over 400 tonight. I think we're roughly at 350 right now. So the you and Haley, that looked like a lot of fun over at the Grand Canyon. Hope you had a great time. Hope you were wearing sunblock, otherwise you're going to be dehydrated like a raisin in the Arizona desert. So this McDonald's, they know me pretty much. I don't have to really give any details. I just got to go up to the window, drive-through window, and just say DoorDash. They just automatically tell you to go around. Don't have to give a name, don't have to give a number. Looks like the accident is almost done being cleaned up. That's over in the intersection. We're going to sneak in the back way here. Nobody's in the drive-thru. Probably not until midnight. And then this place has usually got 5 or 6 cars deep. But it is a Monday night, so. This is the only 24-hour McDonald's in my zone. The other ones are open till midnight. DoorDash.
Three last numbers.
Oh, you're gonna do that to me? One BA.
Second window, thank you.
Right after I got done saying I don't have to do it. She's not normally operating the microphone. I'm gonna give her a hard time. Boy, three numbers.
So 1BA?
Yes. How are you tonight? They're still making it? There's nobody here?
We have more orders.
Oh, it's gonna get busy. There you go, first-hand knowledge. It's like you always gotta probe them to get that little inside information. So they have a bunch of orders on their screen, but they're just in production mode right now. So here comes cars behind me. Looks like we just managed to sneak in before them. Did you and Haley work tonight, Darren, or? All done?
Yeah.
Gracias. All right, got that picked up. Throw that in the hot bag really quick. Skedaddle. Push my information into beans for easy location. Unfortunately, I can't show you that because it'll divulge the information of the customer. And it looks like the intersection's cleared. So accident's all done. Hopefully everybody's okay. Off we go. Yeah, I didn't think there was going to be any chance tonight of reaching my goal. I feel best when I make over $400 a night. That's kind of my goal. But 18 hours at $20 an hour is only $360. So if they're throttling me, which I've figured out a way to try and get around that, but if they throttle me, then I'm only limited to making $360. But I also find that I get better orders in the evening if I end my dash. Excuse me, if I extend my dash, not end my dash. Schedule myself from 6 a.m. till midnight, but if I'm going to work extra hours, like tonight I'm working an extra 3 hours simply because I took yesterday off. And so as a result, it's like, okay, I need to make that extra money in order to compensate for the time off that I took. Yesterday was vehicle maintenance day. And so as a result, extending my dash at 4 o'clock, I get much better offers going into dinner. So if there is a queue, kind of like pecking order as to what orders you get as far as who came out first for the dinner rush. I think most people probably come on out at about 5 o'clock. And so by extending it at 4 o'clock, that kind of throws me out into the front of the pack so that I get better offers than everybody else, because I've also been on since 6 o'clock in the morning. And I did get a little, like, I think a 45-minute hour nap. Did not set an alarm or anything. I was just outside of my zone. Didn't cross over the boundary, and just waited for them to kind of call me. I just sat back and relaxed, because I've actually been up since midnight last night. I slept for 8 hours, I think, going from Saturday into Sunday, and then after dinner about 7 o'clock I slept for about another 5 hours, and then I stayed up and crunched a bunch of numbers and whatnot. So the question is, will I wake up in time this morning, because I'm pushing myself tonight. So I've changed the sound on all of my alarms. I have alarms that alternate on 2 different devices every 10 minutes. So 4 o'clock, 4:10, 4:20 on one device, 4:15, 4:25, 4:35 on the other. And I've got 2 nuclear sound effects. And then I have to wake up and do math problems in order to shut them off. I wear the headset that I've currently got on, so it kind of vibrates and tickles. And then I've got an alarm watch that actually gives me a little shock and a little jolt, pinch, if you will, in my wrist to wake me up, and does it like 5 times, almost to the point where it's like, get that thing off of my wrist. But just bought that. I've only had that for about 3 days now. Yo, what's up, John? How are you doing? Thought I would get some practice in. Safe going home tonight, John. Run over here real quick. Let's zoom in here and find out where I'm at. Alright, just gonna pull it over here. Turn off the lights. With this little banner up to say I will be right back. I wonder what that does to your message, John. Oh, yeah, I gotta hide your message. Otherwise, I don't see the be right back. Alright, I will be right back. What's up, Connor? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. All right, so we're gonna jump over to this other screen here. And that's the wrong screen. It's supposed to be that screen. So that's what we're currently at, 358.40. I just accepted this offer here. And so using the buy 4 because it's after 10 o'clock, we're going to round that up to 7. So they're buying 28 minutes of my time. We're going to round the 7.8 up to 8, double it. That's 16. That's obviously a taker. Even as a buy 3, that's 21 minutes and roughly 15 or 16 minutes. So now they did say that they had a bunch of orders over at the McDonald's. So we'll see just how busy it actually is. Only one car is showing up behind me, but they're pretty good. This McDonald's is really fast and friendly, and they just pump out the orders. Very well run location. Miss Haley, how are you? Did you enjoy the Grand Canyon with Aaron? I saw the picture in the group text that was very scenic. I hope you're enjoying your stay here in Arizona. Oh, got my midnight alarm going off. Time to set those off. Might hear my phone's going off like a madman. Oh, that's good to hear. It was glorious, huh, Aaron? It's always good to get away and get back to nature. Hopefully you didn't take a DoorDash order and you declined it if you had to take a donkey down to the bottom. Or maybe you were smart and used the helicopter. That would have been fun. Did you guys do a helicopter ride? Or ride the donkeys? Or did you just take in the view? Or did you go on that bridge? There's that bridge, the sky bridge or whatever they call it, the glass thing. Did you walk on that? Yeah, Sedona's my favorite place. I tell everybody that I see that's visiting here, it's an hour and a half drive. Do whatever you can, rent a car, but go to Sedona. You'll be amazed. The artists that are out there, all the different sculptures that they do, it's just a great place to walk. My dad and I used to always go into the creek and see how far we could make it rock hopping without getting wet. I have a lot of fond memories over there, sliding rock. If ever I wanted to get away, that's where I went. It's my little getaway. We only got one car in the drive-thru. That's a good sign.
You have a text message.
I have a text message. Who's sending me a text message? A video? Aaron sent a video? DoorDash. Oh, you thought the last time she made me say the 3 numbers. She's funny. I have such a good relationship, with the number of deliveries that I have. It's Taco Bell, it was 11 o'clock. I walked up there. The guy saw that when I pulled on the door, it was locked because they lock it at 11. He came over and unlocked it. Got my free mango brisk tea. Popcorn. Who's having popcorn? I could probably play that video right here on the screen, but oh wow, you were there for sunset? Or was that sunrise? Connor's having popcorn. I delivered some popcorn tonight. Went to AMC Theaters and they tried to give me an open bucket. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding. You want me to deliver an open bucket, a large bucket of popcorn to a customer as a DoorDash driver? I said, you need to put this thing in a bag. As a result, they got probably 2.5 times the amount of popcorn that was in the bucket. But so I'm sure the customer is happy.
Go, go, go.
Although that address happened to be a wrong address, and when I put it in the system, I was just like, this is not correct. I texted him. I'm like, can you please verify the address? Of course, a couple of the numbers were swapped out. Connor's having popcorn.
The number?
Now you want the numbers. AE2. Oh, look at that. You knew.
Thank you.
You knew I was coming. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you.
I love DoorDash. Although I will tell you that I'm feeling a little anxious about doing Expedite and doing Uber Eats, but I've already done one Expedite, and I'm guessing I'm going to probably lose my shirt on these until I move up in the ranks. I'm just going to have to turn Expedite into my primary opportunity. Go, go, go. I'm gonna have to turn Expedite into my number one opportunity, and then as it takes me out of the zone, Uber Eats will take priority as I accept offers, not worrying about my acceptance rating or anything on Uber Eats until I can migrate back to the zone, and then it's flipping them back and forth as to who gets the offer and shutting off the other one. So the downtime at Expedite and the downtime for DoorDash, it's my understanding that you're not really pausing your total time for Uber. It's active time that you can only be on for 12 hours or whatever the limit is. So technically you could be on for 18 if you're down for 2 hours for Expedite, and you're flipping between DoorDash and Uber Eats throughout the day. So technically you can work 18 hours. It's just you're not going to be on the Uber Eats platform the entire time. We got a second on that go, go, go. It's a fun brand. Although I'm not going to be using Let's Go, I'm going to be using Here We Go. Because to me, Let's Go is, for me, it's kind of like you have to get motivated to get off the couch to go. And I want to surround myself with a bunch of go-getters, people who are already going, and it's kind of like they're already in the car, and it's like, here we go. So that's the little twist that I'm doing, and then using the Go for Success, which has been my brand forever, as well as the Go, Go, Go. I think I actually did a little countdown timer. Can't remember if I did or not. Yes, I think I did this little countdown timer. Go for Success. So I kind of created that. So my minimum offers are usually $3.50, less than 4 miles. If it's under $3.50, it's a decline. Unless they stack it on as a secondary. DoorDash really has a problem. A lot of times if you grab it and then give another offer that would have matched up with it, and if they would have either just combined them or given you the first one and then given you the lowball offer as the add-on. Not sure why they don't do it that way, but a lot of times I just kind of shake my head. It's like, well, the second offer that you gave me after the immediate decline, if they were together, I probably would have taken them, and I wouldn't even have known that the other individual, wasn't paying that much. It's all psychological. It's all a mind game. But I do. This is what my strategy is, and this is my baseline. And if it falls below that baseline, then it doesn't meet the criteria, and it's a reject. It's for me. It's evaluating stocks. Does it meet a proper PE ratio? Is the right dollar amount that I'm looking for? Is the time value there? All sorts of possible criteria that you can have in a multitude of strategies, when you're investing. So for me, it's how do you take the emotion out, and you come up with a strategy of something that you want to achieve, and your plan on how to achieve it and what your criteria is. You run the numbers and it's either a yes or it's a no. And if I ever go back and second guess as to, gosh, I should have taken that, it just means that I need to go back to the formula and either add an asterisk or in this circumstance or change the criteria totally. But it's just part of the plan to review process for me. So I'm wondering if playing this background music, hopefully it's not overpowering, hopefully it's down low enough, but this may also help anytime that we run into a situation where we have background music that we come up on or somebody thumping their car next to us, that this will automatically drown it out because it's a higher quality, or make it more difficult for anybody to be able to recognize any music that's being exposed to the stream. So that's why we're playing the background music. You think that's a good idea? Thank you. I agree. So we start putting our double look and triple look, and we go through intersections late at night and make sure that nobody's going to be running a red light. Right now we're in Phoenix, and when we approach Scottsdale, they're out in force, and they are just constantly looking for someone to pull over. And when they do pull somebody over, there's usually 3 or 4 police officers that are on the scene, or at least vehicles. I don't know how many people are actually in the car. I'm curious as to why my camera is wigging out. It's got a shield on it. It's not supposed to be doing that. If I put that amount of shield on it, then it kind of rounds out the picture. But that's all right. That probably works at night. Where's the hydrate emoji when you need it? So roughly we have 3 hours left, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So that's potential of making anywhere from $45 to $75. I'm 2 minutes away from dropping off now. Hey Angela, how are you? Is that the hydrate emoji? It's a cute puppy. What's the puppy's name, Connor? Oh, I'm sorry. What was the puppy's name? All right, I'll be right back. Danica. All right, I'll be right back. Go, go, go. Yeah. It's always playing around me. All of my devices have that. I don't know if I'm having a problem with the stream right now. Still have some tweaking to do with Spotify. Gotta watch some videos to make sure I've got everything set up properly. Currently I've got, here's the challenge. Before I was using my hotspot as my main wireless, and because of all the streaming and the images and all that other type of stuff, I blew through my allotted time and then they throttle you down. So right now, what should be the backup to Starlink is at a reduced rate, and the other pieces that I have tethered up have them as a backup, and it probably would be better to not have them as a backup, kind of like a third tier where it would go Starlink. If that's failing, then it would jump over to the hotspot. If that's failing, then it would use the other two. It would probably be better to have Starlink, which we're having a problem with because it's pointing up straight at the stars instead of directly at the position of where the satellite should be. And so that's a problem. It would be much better if there was some type of software and triangulation, and the dish was constantly rotating depending on if you took a right or a left or any of that other type of stuff. But that's probably the older versions and the big dome that you would see on the back of some vehicles that actually had, satellite, connections, because that thing is constantly, rotating and spinning to keep itself pointing up at the satellite. So right now it's just mounted flat on the rear view mirror, or the rear window, and it's just pointing, possibly not even where it should be pointing. And so that creates a problem. And so then it would fail and it would jump over to the hotspot. Then the hotspot is supposed to boost that signal. And right now, like I said, I have the two other devices set up as a backup instead of pairing it up to give a stronger signal. So I just have to watch some videos as I'm dashing in over the next week or so, sometime before the 1st of May when I'm planning on launching the shows, and go from there. So currently we're at 365 and a quarter. We've got 2.5 hours left. Only need 35 to reach my happy spot of $400. Go, go, go. It looks like the hotspot is that same McDonald's, so we're just kind of moseying in that direction, driving past some of the other locations that we think are still open, like a Pizza Hut. Hotspots are still showing that they're busy. They're only listing 2 hotspots right now in my area. A McDonald's and a Jack in the Box. Now, even though those are the only hotspots, there's Jack in the Box, Filiberto's, IHOP, Whataburger, Wendy's is still open, Pizza Hut. There's a lot of places that are still open. So when I drive through to go to these different locations, I'm always making sure that I'm either driving through the middle of where all these are so I can just make a right or left turn if called with an offer. But I always try to make sure that I'm driving past something, because even though it doesn't show that there's an opportunity there, it doesn't mean that the opportunity is not going to be there. We may be in a better position than somebody else with much higher qualifications. Go, go, go like the little Go Raiders. Yeah. See, that's an interesting topic, because when I first met John, John would do his mafia raids like they did with Susan today and jump on over there, give some watch time and subscriptions and that type of stuff and likes on the video. And then there's an organization like the Goat Raiders, and I think Sean actually, OG Sean White, he actually had Auntie Deb or something like that did some type of a little mini raid today. So there's a lot of organizations who are doing that type of a thing, and I want to do something along those same lines. And the goal we just got a 875 Pizza Hut going 3.4 miles.
Go, go, go.
We just drove past that Pizza Hut, so I just flipped a quick UE. But I really want people in the community to be the ones that we're creating, hopefully. I want them to be the ones to say, I think this person needs some help. And then have the memberships vote on which one they want to help. So the memberships will kind of like be the board of directors, the ones who are making the decision where the community can throw these things up. And just because they may not have been selected doesn't mean that they go by the wayside. It just means that they're on the list of potential candidates to help. And then any donations, any super chats or that type of stuff, any of that type of stuff are not going to go to my pocket. They're going to go into a 501c3, a charitable organization that will have the ability to then lump sum whatever amount that we decide to designate, to these different individuals. And depending on how big the pot is and what the minimum amount is or the maximum amount that we'll offer to help, any of those super chats will just keep on piling up inside of a fund to be able to be dispersed. That could be a YouTube channel. That could be a elderly person. I ran across a YouTuber that was telling a story about how he needed to go to the doctor and needed to save up money in order to be able to go to the doctor. And it's like, here, go to the doctor, and that was Real Talk with Roy, by the way. And just having the ability to do that, and then have those stories come back and have those individuals whose lives have been touched come back and tell their story, that creates content, for the channel. And then the memberships, that's what will go into the pocket of the business of Once Media. So that's the goal. That's the plan. So it's really sharing tips and tricks, experience, things that I've learned along the way, letting people pick my brain, showing them the numbers, information, sharing that information out with everybody else. That draws people in. People want to know who has over 50,000 lifetime deliveries. Who's making 6 figures a year. And so they want to come in, they'll hear, they'll get the message, they'll like the content, they'll make extra money, they'll want to give because they don't have time to give, they don't have time to do charitable things. So it'll be 100%, whatever money comes in goes out. Nothing goes in my pocket whatsoever. We're going to be philanthropists. So I'm here at Pizza Hut. I will be right back. Throw this up really quick. Be right back.
Yeah, I just built all this and so that I like practice and yeah, you're the man. How long have you when did you start? Go. Streaming is the way to do it. There's a lot of people who get the meta glasses. Is that Dan and what?
This will be a good marker to be able to tell, because this is a really bad mobile area, and it looks like the stream is still doing fine, which is a big thank you to the Starlink system. Because if this was just all mobile and I was trying to stream, then this would not be working very well whatsoever. So we got that. We're on the road. Buckle up for safety. I was talking to a gentleman and kind of sharing the vision with him and showing him the mobile office, because we were all inside waiting. There was probably 4 customers inside waiting. They closed in like 15 minutes. And he was talking about numerology, and I know a little bit about numerology. And I was like, that's the type of stuff that we want to kind of do, is bring people up on stage. And it's like, I don't know anything about this, but you do. And let me pick your brain. I don't want to be the authority. I don't want to be the car guy. I don't want to be the Mr. Know-It-All. I don't have any Illuminati stuff to talk about. I don't have any survival tips or any of that type of stuff. I have some life experiences, but it's really on how to be a workaholic. And so I really just want to give a platform for other people to get excited and encourage them to take their information and their message and possibly start up their own YouTube channel, or know that they've got a platform by coming up on the stage. So, and that'll interest some and it'll push away others. And then there's that fine line of, do you talk about things that may upset other people, or do you say, we all need to just kind of learn and listen from everybody else. It's all knowledge, and it's all experience, and bring it to the forefront, and you can burn it in the fire and take away the nuggets. If you don't believe in it, then it creates a discussion, and maybe we have a panel of 2 people who respectfully get up on stage and have a mediator. So this doesn't have to be just a DoorDash channel. This can be any walks of life. This could be, it's an open book. It's your community. I'm just creating an environment. I'm creating a stage. I'm creating a stage and a voice and ears. I'm creating a body that has the ability to move and work and think and people's lives and listen to people's needs and act upon those needs. We're creating a body, a community, not a church, nothing along those lines, nothing that, follow me, but we're creating something that has the ability to touch other people's lives. Fitting is from my analytical side to my experience in golf, to my experience in being a dispatcher, my experience in the military, my experience with computers. All this is coming together to create this. I've had this vision of this mobile office, which you haven't seen yet. We'll show more of that, down the road. But this mobile office is, and studio, if you will, is something that I've dreamed about since I was a kid. A wraparound of technology in my automobile. And all of a sudden now it's a reality. It's crazy. All right, I'll be right back. I always announce that I'm here with a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I've arrived and I'm following your drop-off instructions, and then left at the front door or whatever their instructions were. I just want them to know, especially in a state like Arizona, I want them to know that I'm on their property, even though they should already know that I'm here. Alright, we just got 975 McDonald's going 8.3 miles. Take a screenshot of that. They're buying anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes of my time. It should only take 16 minutes to get to McDonald's and drop it off. That's a definite go. So here we go. Let's go get that money. Let's go visit our friends at McDonald's. Zach, you found the show. Welcome. Connor says, what, you're still waiting for me those hamburgers? Where are you waiting for hamburgers, Connor? You waiting for my hamburgers to show up? Are you saying road trip? Or are you still waiting? Look at this neat little feature. Oh, you might not be able to tell. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do that during the daytime. Oh well. Oh, you're waiting for me to deliver your hamburgers. Well, I apologize for the delay, Connor. It looks like you've given me a bad address and I had to call DoorDash support and have your order canceled. You'll have to replace your order. But thank you for the half pay. Thought maybe you were doing a wimpy on me. I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. So Zach, how late are you working till? Connor, he's serving up some beverages. Yeah, today is more than 18 hours. Today, I think we're out here 21 hours. We started at 5:45 this morning. 5:45 this morning and going until 3 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll go home. We're going to go jump in the shower. We're going to sit at the desk, and alarms will start going off at 4 o'clock. Probably 1:30, huh? You're going to go till 1:30? Connor needs some alcohol. I think it's after hours, Connor. I don't think they sell alcohol anymore. I don't do alcohol. You know why I don't do alcohol? Because I found that when I was doing my numbers, my nightly numbers, and I was doing a screenshot of my recording, I recognized that I could do a recording while I was using the scanning feature of the ID. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I did not want that liability. And so as a result, I don't do alcohol anymore, even though they sometimes pay out really well. Since DoorDash won't listen. Until they do, until they cover me, I'm not willing to lose my livelihood because of some flaw in their system. All right, so looks like we're taking this to an apartment complex. We're going to enter this information into the Beans app again. This was a lifesaver. This app for me was apartments were a pain point once I started door dashing, so I immediately went out to go find a solution. And I'm more than happy to pay $5.42 a month to save gate codes and be in and out of an apartment complex in 3 to 5 minutes. All right, it says it's going to take us 13 minutes to get there, but they bought plenty of time to get that done to make this a profitable job, or more than a $20 an hour job. So this qualified as a buy 3 or a buy 4. Either way, it was going to be profitable.
Go, go, go.
Connor, as far as your alcohol, I hope you have some in the fridge, my friend. I hope you have some in the fridge. Yes, I have hit $500 in an 18-hour day. They usually, when those numbers hit, it's one of two things. It's when they're in the middle of programming. They're in the middle of programming their market cap, and so when they lower down the governor, then I can excel. Otherwise, if I have one or two catering jobs, a job that pays $60 plus, you could have a Chipotle that pays $90, $100. You could have, something else that's paying $60. Those are just life-changing days when you have a couple of those types of catering jobs. And so, yeah, I actually keep track of that. I just don't have access to that right now. We'll be going over the numbers as part of our nightly routine, and if you're more than willing to jump on during a track your number, we'll be bringing up the Google Sheets that I use, and I'll be able to tell you exactly how many times I've hit over 500. It's very difficult to make over $3,000 on one single app. I'm supercharging my efforts this year, starting after I have the alarm system put in this vehicle on the 29th. And once we do Expedite, Uber Eats, and DoorDash, and then won't be hitting any of their limitations, we'll be able to make a good chunk on each one of those platforms. And then that total combined will hopefully produce over $3,000 in a week. That's the goal. So as we refine what it is that we're doing and we get better and better at doing it, then hopefully it'll start producing more than just working DoorDash alone. What was that? I don't even know what skip card is. Yeah, right now I'm using, I heard Zifty's really good, and I heard that Expedite, which I think used to be Delivered, was a really good app. So we have a police officer that's getting ready to pull up behind us. It's not a problem. I usually throw everything on cruise control. I'm wide awake. It's pulling up directly behind me right now. Now he's switching lanes, so he's gonna pull up into my blind spot. Getting ready to come up through a camera enforced intersection. He's probably wanting to see what the glow is inside of my car as he's driving by. I have more equipment. I have more equipment in my car than he has in his, but you can see that he's pulled up ahead of me right here. So we're in the clear. My car actually almost looks like an undercover police car. So all right, we're getting ready to go through the photo. He's turning left, so he's going to be sitting at the light, but that doesn't mean anything. He'll dart out if he needs to. He's looking for that flash, and I'm on cruise control. I spend quite a bit of time on cruise control. Yeah, you'll find, Zach, that I teach a philosophy of planning, doing, and reviewing. So your strategy, whatever you pick up from somebody else's channel through word of mouth, through sitting in a queue waiting for your order at a merchant or something along those lines, and you start picking each other's brains and building friendships, or you're sitting down and listening to different lives, and you've got people that you're following. I burn everything through the fire, and I pull out the nuggets. I push away the impurities, and I find those little nuggets, and I put them in my pocket, and I use those to build upon. Similar concept to a friend of mine that I follow, and I would advise that you follow him as well. Just if you're looking for somebody that's got an interesting take on life, and I value his perspective. That he's taking care of his family. He's building systems. That's 582. You'll be able to find his handle in the chat up towards the top there. But follow him. And Aaron's gig is here in Phoenix as well. He's an extreme cherry picker. But if you like what they're doing, then burn it in the fire. And if it works for you, then hold on to it. If it doesn't, throw it to the wayside. Or better yet, ask questions, and that's how you come up with your own thesis to go burn in the fire, your own test. I extensively track my numbers, extensively. When you come to a tracking your numbers that's going to happen after May 1st, and you start to see what it is that I'm putting in, and you see how extensive that is, and I can tell you how many times I've visited that Pizza Hut that we were at when I introduced myself to you. I can tell you exactly how many times I've been there. I can tell you how many pizza jobs I've done, how many catering jobs that I've done. The numbers don't lie, and when you work as many hours as you do and as I do, you start to see things that other people don't. And because you work so many hours, Zach, if you were to track those numbers, it would reveal quite a bit of information. And then you can make much more informed decisions off of that information, because now you're actually treating this and running it like a business. Now, this apartment complex that we're going to, thank God I'm using this Beans app, because this person lives right in the middle, which is a weird collection of all these buildings coming together. And as a result, I'm sure a lot of people get lost in here, but because I use this app, won't have any problem whatsoever. Because it shows me as I'm walking what my location is and an aerial view of that building. Well, if you don't miss a turn, let's put it that way. We're gonna flip a quick U here. As I'm talking about not making a mistake, I missed the drive-in. Paying attention to too many different things. I'm getting a lot of words tonight. It's funny. I did the same thing with McDonald's. Oh, they never asked me for the number. What's your number? What are you doing? All right, switching over to the Beans app so I can see where it is that I'm at. I need to make a left, quick right. And then the building to my left and up at the top. So we're just going to hug this curb here. Took off my seatbelt. All right, I will be right back. I'll talk to you about your Beans comment in a second. All right, we're done with that. 3 1/4. I just got a 8:53 Taco Bell going 8.9 miles. I'm gonna take that. That's correct. And you saw the matrix screens that I got going on inside of the car for devices that I'm not using. And it's like, you see the numbers and you see what's going on, and you see things that other people don't, where you're able to react and respond, much quicker than everybody else. And I mean, I know on average exactly what the average dollar amount is that I'll make between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. So that way, when all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I had a really good time, or I'm under. Why am I under? What's going on? Is there something happening with the economy? Is there something going on as far as an event? Is it saturated? Are kids coming out of college? Are people hurting for money and they're not ordering, or people are hurting for money and they're coming on out and working? I always try to ask those questions, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. It's a great idea. Beans is it saves the gate codes. It saves the gate codes so that the root address doesn't matter what the apartment number is, but it'll reveal whatever those gate codes are. It doesn't come preloaded with the gate codes, but every time somebody gives you a gate code, always add it to Beans. And I always add it to the top of the list, because it's like they just gave me a fresh gate code. The other ones may or may not work, as those people, move out of the apartment complex or out of the gated community or whatever. But I have one file that I use in just like a Samsung Note that I've got hundreds of gate codes. I have probably 99.5% of all the gated communities in my zone and surrounding areas. And as far as apartment complexes, I have probably every gate code. I've had a couple that were really stubborn and really difficult to get a hold of, but eventually somebody reveals it, and then it's not like it disappears. I log it and it's with me until they change that number. So yeah, filter out. I mean, you're the filter, so unfortunately, I mean, a lot of times I sit down and it's like, hey, look, I've got over 50,000 deliveries. I've put in the time. I've got more hours, than a lot of people on this platform. I'm probably in the top 0.00001% of 8 million dashers. So why am I getting a $2.75 offer? Now, at the same time, it's kind of like, hey, this is an even playing field, and you're not an employee, and there is no longevity, type of a thing. Some people argue that the different tier systems and whatnot are unfair, and that we should all be on an equal playing field. And it's an interesting argument. And that may be something that we discuss and have people up on stage, But that's where I came up with the buy 3 and the buy 4 system as far as buying time. And when I learned that DoorDash had a market cap and was limiting my potential to earn. But then I asked questions. When did I earn more than that? and then I saw that I started earlier than my scheduled shift and I ended later than my scheduled shift, and then the next day I would have a banger day. And now I'm finding that if I extend my dash at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then in a sense I'm in a queue that's starting earlier than everybody else for the dinner rush, and I'm kind of like the first one that's said that, hey, I want to be there for the dinner rush. And as a result, I get some really good orders at dinner, whereas if I don't extend my dash, I don't. So see, it's my belief that you are the filter. You create the filter, you create the criteria off of the numbers that you collect and the numbers that you analyze. Which is interesting because we had a discussion about numerology, and so it's all about the numbers. The numbers don't lie, and they reveal a lot. For you, it's personality traits, etc., or life events, attitude, personality. For a business owner, it's making decisions, profit, unprofitable. All right, so I'm going to have to mute the mic here because they want to give the name, so I will be right back as I talk to them. All right, so we got that, and guess what? We're going right back to that same apartment complex. Are you out here creating havoc? Thank you. You too. Yes, sir. Right back to the same apartment complex. pictures don't show. All right, be right back.
Go, go, go.
All right, we're back. We're at a 392.28 with an hour and a half left.
Go, go, go.
So possibly a 422 night. It all depends on what happens in the next 90 minutes. Is the bottom going to fall out? Hot spots are still showing that they're hot. They're not showing previously hot. It'll probably show hot for the next 30 minutes at least. It's what happens between 2 and 3. Let's throw that seatbelt on. Showing the hotspot right now is a Jack in the Box. They're usually pretty busy. Occasionally we'll get a Filiberto's from here, or we'll get a Taco Bell that we have to migrate over to. Or they may call us, because everybody else has gone home. So you're going to find too that things happen on a natural number. 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. People are like, I'm done, or that's what they schedule themselves to. They didn't schedule themselves until 1:22. They scheduled themselves until 1:30, and so when all of a sudden everybody else leaves, all of a sudden you are nowhere near where they were offered probably something at the last minute, and they decided that they didn't want to take it, so now that order is abandoned and stuck at a merchant that you now have to go chase. Little potato chips here that I got going on. But it just flipped over to previously busy hotspot. Let's see how many hotspots they got. Right now they got 5 hotspots. But they're all previously busy. But we're in a good position here that we could get called to any one of 4 out of 5 of the hotspots.
Go, go, go.
It's like, come on, baby, we're so close. We are so close. Give it to me. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to maximize my time. You know, I'm testing that. I'm testing that very thought because I'll take stuff into North Phoenix. I'll take stuff into Scottsdale, Arcadia, and I'll take stuff out to Carefree all the time. I never ever switch zones, and I know that rarely do they give me anything in Scottsdale, Arcadia, because that's a popular area, and they probably have to reserve a lot of those orders for the people that are assigned to that order. Carefree is that can put a lot of wear and tear on your vehicle, a lot of dirt roads and stuff. I never switch zones. I know that if I took an order going into North Phoenix from the Kierland zone, I know that I would get stuff coming back. I have always taken the stance that as a 62-year-old man, I did not want to put myself into a situation around a bunch of high theft, drug-infested areas, high crime areas, homeless. I did not want to put myself in that situation. Now with all the equipment in the car, you know, that really amplified that. So I've always taken the position that I'll take stuff to a house, but I did not want to go where people all collected, you know, in an area, looking for free food, looking to hang out, you know, that type of stuff. Now, since I'm putting the alarm system in the car, I'm letting down my guard a little bit. Now, since I'll be able to still alarm the car and go in and pick up the food and unalarm it on the way back with a remote versus with a key, there is a alarm, but, you know, I leave my vehicle running. And so now if they give me the door open and it's alarmed or break a window, it automatically shuts off. It alerts me if anything's going on. So there's numerous backup systems for tracking, you know, this vehicle. So I'm not as afraid anymore. I've put a lot into that to make sure that it's secured. And so I plan on going into North Phoenix and the surrounding area. I didn't have that problem before when I was doing courier work. I would go anywhere in the valley, and so I'm reestablishing that mindset again. And yeah, instead of dead miles back, I'm making what I'm making now doing dead miles back. Imagine if I actually took a job, you know, on the way back in. So Yeah, and now also, instead of being governed by a market cap within DoorDash, if all of a sudden I'm doing an Uber Eats job coming back, or taking on another expedite catering order or something along those lines, and I'm not hitting any type of a limitation with DoorDash, I think that will greatly increase. I'm looking to consistently hit $450 to $600 every night as of May 1st. That's the goal, is to ramp up to get to that point where I'm making $450 to $600 every night. Yep, sounds like we're on the same page. And that's what I'm looking for, Zach. I'm looking for like-minded people, that want to say, hey, what's going on? This is what I noticed. What do you think? Burn that stuff in the fire, talk about it. I have the ability, you have the ability to actually test that for 12 to 18 to 21 hours out of the day and say, we've run this test now for a couple of weeks and these are the results. And the results speak for themselves. So now we can say, yes, it is a truth. Whereas everybody else is like, I don't know. I don't, maybe not, I can make $30 an hour. Yeah, you might, as an extreme cherry picker, but I bet, you sit a lot too. Yeah. So there's a difference too between, are you a cherry picker, an extreme cherry picker? I even consider myself a cherry picker, but it's more of an evaluator. I call myself an evaluator. I evaluate offers and whether or not they're profitable or not. I'm not looking for the home run. I believe in cash flowing the system. And that means, yes, I might put miles on my car, but those miles are, every mile that I put on there, I'm making 70 cents that goes into my pocket. Because I get those tax write-offs. So if I drive 100,000 miles, I'm writing off $70,000 off on my taxes. Did I spend $70,000 on gas and tires and repairs on my vehicle? Absolutely not. But that's the power of learning about the tax code and reading and learning how to pigeonhole things and make things into a business expense. Again, the numbers don't lie. So nothing's going on here. I may move more towards the center of all these hotspots instead of being on the outskirts. I'm not sure yet. I'll give it another 10-minute cycle and then I'm going to move in closer. Right now it's showing 3 to 11 minutes. And this may also be part of the programming. I'm close to $400, which they know that I've got an hour and 15 minutes. And so it's like, are they, here's what I believe. There's a $20 market cap, unless you learn how to maneuver around that like I have. And there's this natural $3,000 limit that DoorDash has. That it's with a $20 limit, somebody working 20 hours means that they should only make $400 a night, times 7 is $2,800. And you may have a day that's better than that, and you may have a day that's worse than that. But if you make over $3,000, it sets off a flag in the system. Is there manipulation going? Is somebody, manipulating this system? And how is it 20 hours at $20 an hour and made $400 7 straight days and that amount of money. Always nice to not have to pay the tax man. Good morning, driving with Chris. How are you? And thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just barely crossed over 50,000. I'm at like 50,400 roughly. Here, I can show you the stats real quick. Let me see if this is still initialized. There it is. So we'll go over here and look at our stats. So I'm at a 92% acceptance rate, 97% completion rate, 97 on time, a 4.99 customer service rating, 981 as far as the 30-day delivery total, and 50,388. And we're gonna go on over here and get rid of some of these here. Dispute, long wait at the store. Thank you. I do enough deliveries that very rarely are they ever rejected. Let's see here. On time rate, view all, late, Duncan. That was another wait at the merchant. View all, late, Thai basil, long wait at the merchant. Alright, so now we're at 100% as far as our on-time rating. And looking at the screenshot, currently we've done 40 deliveries, and I'm not sure if any of those are batched or not, but that's where we're currently at, 392.28. So at the same time of doing all this stuff, I'm creating layouts and stuff for the different screens and the different shows. We're going to have once in the morning is going to be our morning show. We're going to have once set for catering. That's going to be our afternoon show. And then once dinner has been served is going to be our evening show after our DoorDash and Uber Eats and Expedite. At the end of the night, we're going to do a nightly numbers. Then when I actually get home, we're going to enter some final numbers into our Google Sheet. And that's going to be another quick 30-minute, hour-long live for, tracking your numbers. And right now I've got some screenshots and stuff to make some videos for the last couple of weeks. Because I've been doing this whole setup, this whole office setup and whatnot, studio. I have not been doing the nightly numbers. And so what I will be doing is I'll be doing using this camera as soon as I'm done with the evening live for dinner has been served and I'm done at midnight. and I log off and end my dash, I will be just starting up another one and saying, look, here's the results. And instead of it being live, it'll be a video that I just created. So I'll get back on track. Before it was, I had problems with the mic and I had reverb going on, and the cameras weren't working and there was some lag and that type of stuff. So we've solved a lot of those problems. And so now we'll be able to start to get into a routine. And then, I'm creating backgrounds and that type of stuff. And what happens if I've got one person on the screen, two people, does the text get hidden? Is it revealed? So it's a production, right? And so I'm not just up here with the camera facing me in the car and on the road. You see the offer assessment on the side over here. I'll be able to do things when I pull up an offer, like for instance, say this offer comes up, and I'll be able to go into my different banners and throw up this question that'll show up at the bottom. I got to get rid of your comment here, driving with Chris. There it is. Would you take this offer? Why or why not? People can put that stuff in the chat, and then I can go back into the different banners and I can say, I accepted this offer, and throw that up on the stage. I can say that this is the reason why I declined the offer, and throw that up on stage. So it's going to be like, hey, look, we're going through this. Here's the value of taking screenshots. This is an offer. Maybe I declined it because it didn't meet my minimum requirement. Or I declined this offer because of its pickup location. Or I declined this offer because of its drop-off location. Or I declined this offer because the amount of time that it would have taken me to drive the miles was, more than the time that they bought. So I'll be able to go through each one of these different scenarios and bring those up on stage, give the reason, start the dialogue, argue with people, that are extreme cherry pickers and it's not worth it and you should be going for $1.75 a mile. And it's like, I can tell you by my numbers, I average $1.20 a mile. And to try and wait for $1.75 a mile, is unrealistic. And my zone here, look at this. See the map that you saw, I recreated this map. So here's my zones. Oops. Here's my zones and all the adjacent zones. So I know when I cross over a zone. And you can pinch and zoom on your YouTube to zoom in if you want. But I know exactly what street and which corner I have to cross over before I switch over to Scottsdale Arcadia or into North Phoenix, or if it's a dead zone. And now I can expand on this map as I'm going to be going into catering and working into Mesa and Chandler and Tempe. So as I get more time and some days off and whatnot, I'll expand on this map and create the other zones and whatnot. But I run this like a business. I have my spreadsheets, right? So I'm a little bit behind on entering the numbers here, but I keep track of what type of delivery, the zone, whether it's a high-paying offer, whether I pause my dash or not. I know exactly, what I made on an hourly basis. I know my merchants. I know how many times I've stopped by each one of those different merchants and been there. Looks like I just shut down that file. I can tell you right here, breaking that down, I can tell you, how many times I've done any type of offer that you can think of. The numbers get entered in, and they get deciphered and brought into an extensive, spreadsheet. So, all right, let's see where we're at as far as there's nothing going on here as far as busy hot spots. So I'm gonna migrate into more of the center instead of sitting off here on the side. I only need like $7.50, to make $400. This is where it's kind of like DoorDash just doesn't want you to do it, because it's like, hey, if you make $4.25 or $4.50, then when we need you on a Friday and Saturday and the really good days, you're not going to have a really good day. And another thing that you'll end up finding is that if you have a slow day or you took a day off, you may have a banger day, because where you were averaging $350 and now you pulled in a zero, well, now you can have a $425 day, on a couple of those days, because you've given them room to play without breaking through the threshold, the limitations.
Go, go, go.
Once again, we're on cruise control because the police are out, and of course it's 2 o'clock, so people are getting out of bars and everything else. And who knows, this may also be part of the programming. When you're working at 2 o'clock, they really don't want you out driving because they know that everybody's out there. Did they program something like that in as a safety valve? Is that why all of a sudden you're not getting offers? I would not know unless I decided to keep track of what happens at 2 o'clock and just say, okay, I'm going to look at all my screenshots and what days did I work past midnight and work until 2 o'clock, and out of those days, how many times did I not have jobs between 1:45 and 2:15? And if it's 60-75% of the time I didn't have a job, then you start to question, is this hardwired? Is it programmed into the system? The secret is asking questions, querying the data. But first you have to have the data. You have to collect the data. Now, I had somebody reach on out and it's like, all right, thanks, Zach. I appreciate it. I'll be out. If I wake up on time, I should be on the road at 5:45 in the morning. But just to let you know, I may not be live. Maybe late at night like this as I'm practicing and testing. But all of this stuff goes live as of May 1st. So you can catch me on Driving Daily whenever he's over there. So subscribe to his channel, and we can always have a dialogue over there and include John in the conversation. But it was a pleasure meeting you tonight. It's nice to meet another go-getter, and I look forward to continuing our friendship. So you have a great night, and go, go, go. By the way, 292. Again, that's like that natural number. They just didn't want you. They just didn't want you to cross over the 300. But well done, well done. Those are still really good numbers. Have a good night, Zach. Oh, DoorDash, you're being so stubborn. $8. That's all I need. $8 to make a man happy. Make a man happy. All right. This is where I'm going to go in and use the laptop to its fullest ability. And I've been using vidIQ and going through the course, and I'm extrapolating some of that information and putting it inside of OneNote. So I'm just going to continue that process. I've been doing that all throughout the day. Come on, DoorDash.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
All right, we got an 810 going 7.5 miles at Jack in the Box. But a different Jack in the Box. So we're going to go ahead and accept that one. And move on down the road. And a lot of times, depending on if my friend is working, I get a free milkshake over there. Let's go see if we can get a free milkshake. I don't know that he's working tonight though. Usually he works on the weekends.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. That's what we're doing. This is kind of the danger zone when you're sitting around doing nothing versus moving. When you're moving, it's a lot easier to stay active and awake and alert. So when all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know, there's nothing going on, I'm going to chill, I'm going to relax and go oversleep, or you find yourself sitting. I'd much rather have task after task after task. I always say if I'm not moving, then I'm sleeping. You're not sober yet, Connor? You're still awake? What are you doing? Oh my gosh. What are you celebrating, Connor?
Go, go, go.
You've been watching YouTube or DoorDash all night. Well, hopefully you found some value. What kind of rabbit holes did you go down, Connor? Find anything interesting out there on YouTube? How are you?
Good and yourself?
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care, okay?
Yes. No drink.
See you.
Likewise. All right.
Go, go, go.
Looks like we're barely gonna make it over 400, which means that I'm satisfied. Now it's just how much over. Will there be one or two more jobs after this one? What were you drinking tonight, Connor? Wine, beer, hard liquor? at 6 a.m. If you're not working that day, sure, why not? If you are, probably not.
Go, go, go.
You never had a job because you've always been your own boss? How old are you? Oh, got a police officer. He's darting out after somebody there. It's interesting watching. You're 21. Okay. It's always interesting how they sit right in the blind spot so that you can't see what they're doing. See, he's sitting in the guy's blind spot. He's just matching his speed and he's just waiting to light him up. There he goes. He's gonna light him up. There he goes. And then there's probably a guy coming up behind me that may or may not be a police officer. Nope, that doesn't look like a police officer. Be careful going around here. Don't know what he's doing. Alright. Look like paper plates on there. No, he's not after me. Not after me. I don't know what time. I don't drink, so I don't have time to drink. So I don't know. Bars might close at 2 o'clock, and so it's 2:25 right now. So this is the Popo's hunting time. It's open season for them right now. Usually I only work 18, but I took yesterday off, and so I'm slightly behind on my financial goals, and so I'm pushing the envelope tonight and working an extra 3 hours. So today I've started at 5:45 in the morning, and so we're like 21 hours. And I'll go home, jump in the shower, sit at the desk, fall asleep, and start doing math problems when the alarms go off. Oh, we need to turn in here. There's 2 different apartment complexes that have close to the same address. 1324. Elevators in the back corner, so we're gonna go to the back corner. Let's see if I have a gate code for this. 2. I have a gate code. I love beans. I love beans. Now I'll either have to contact the customer or see if there's a keypad on the door that I'm going to. There's a keypad on that door, but then I'd have to walk all the way around the building on the inside. So let's see if there's a keypad on this other door. Ooh, there's a keypad on that door. Is there one on the door that we really want? This is the elevator right here. That would be so sweet if there was a keypad, right? No, there's not. The one that's right by the elevator doesn't have a keypad. Match that. All right. I'll be right back. Take a drink for me, Connor. I don't think it was handed to me. Nope, leave it at my door.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Hey.
Go, go, go.
All right. We're at $400.38. Mission accomplished. And we may or may not even get another job. So we barely crossed over. And so if I replicated this for 7 days, I'd still be at $2,800, not triggering the $3,000 limit that I believe that DoorDash uses as a flag. A fraud flag, if you will. As I try to teach people, you have to think like the programmer. You have to think like the business that you're working under. The more that you put your mind into what they're trying to achieve and what the advantages or disadvantages are for doing something a certain way, how it affects the customer, how it affects the merchant, how it affects you, you get a whole new perspective. A whole new perspective. Now that I reached the goal, I'm almost tempted to just say, you know what, I'm done. But I don't want to get penalized by extending my dash till 3 and then ending it early. And so in my mind, it's kind of like, hey, I said I would work till 3. I'll work up until 3, or I'll take a job at 2:55 and it drops within 20 minutes or something along those lines. If I have the ability to take a job past the end time, I will. You can tell I'm getting tired because I'm starting to get a little itchy. I'm starting to yawn. Oh, look at that. We got ourselves a $9 Jack in the Box going 7.7 miles. Accept that. Make a quick U since I was in the wrong lane. It's gonna be faster to jump on the freeway. Let's see, at 2:47 right now, it's 5:47 on the East Coast. For those of you on the East Coast, good morning. This may or may not be our last job of the night. Got 14 minutes by the time we pick this up. Then we gotta go drop it off. I'm not sure what time that means it will finish. Could be 2:55. If so, they might try to sneak one more in.
Go, go, go.
Ugh.
Welcome Jack in the Box. This is Michael. What can I get for you?
Give me 1 second. Two drinks.
Howdy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, tired. About ready to go home, Michael. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Go, go, go.
This will be interesting. It says that we should be there at 2:57. Will they try to sneak one in there at the last minute? Or will they say, well done, my good and faithful DoorDasher. Go home and get some rest. No, that ain't happening. Toyo, you're awake. Good morning to you. Our shift is almost done. We're ending our shift at 3 o'clock. So this may be our last offer, or they might try to sneak one in. There's a police officer. See if he flips a Yui. Think he'll flip a Yui? What do you think? No. All right, here we go, Toyo.
Go, go, go.
Oh man, I am going to crash hard. That's a
Go, go, go.
all right, be right back.
Go, go, go.
Man, am I tired. Ooh. 4:09:38. And 5 minutes before, or 4 minutes before 3 o'clock. So they'd have to not have somebody and want to try and call me to an offer right now. You as well, Toyo. Good luck to you. Throw on that seatbelt. if you can see the city view or not. Alright, so we're pretty much done. We're just waiting for that clock to run out at 3 o'clock. So we're just going to start heading in the direction of home, which will also be in the same direction as to getting another offer.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. Oh.
Go, go, go.
going to end this dash. Finished with 409.38 and did a total of 42 out of 47 deliveries. We're heading home, folks. We're heading home. Time to go jump in that shower.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Good morning, Angela. How are you this morning? that's what we finished with today. Oh, looks like they added the $5 that they offered me for a catering job. And we'll add $5. So sweet. We're at 414. 414.38. Let's see how many deliveries we actually did. $43 deliveries today. $43. All right, people. I am entering my neighborhood. So I am going to end this, and we'll see if how late I work tomorrow. If I work past midnight tomorrow, then I may practice again and do this over. But otherwise, you'll probably catch me either on OG Sean White, on Driving Daily 582, or Aaron's Gig. With that, I'm going to let you go. And you guys have a great day. Make a lot of money. And be safe. Bye for now.